I need to admit something. Carter Bryant has exceeded my expectations. If you showed me his season averages with no context, I'd scroll right past him. 3.4 points, 2 rebounds, 9 minutes, 37% shooting, 32% from 3. That's the profile of a rookie you forget exists until he checks in and you go, oh yeah, him. And now I'm sitting here like, alright, I was wrong. Because February didn't gently improve, it flipped the whole conversation. The Spurs are not playing let's develop kids basketball. They're 40 wins and 16 losses, second in the West, real pressure, and Bryant is only 20 years old. So when a rookie goes from barely visible to real minutes on a contender, there's always a reason. Quick thing before we get into it, those who are not subscribers, you're watching the good parts and leaving before the payoff. Fix it. Now, the part the box score will never tell you. Bryant grew up in Riverside, California, in a family where American Sign Language was the main language at home. He's a GODA, a grandchild of deaf adults. His mum is an ASL interpreter. His dad coached at the Californian School for the Deaf. His grandfather played at the Gallaudet and ended up in the USA Deaf Basketball Hall of Fame. That background isn't trivia, it explains his defense. Bryant learned defense playing pickup with deaf kids after school. No yelling, no screen, no warning behind you. Everything is visual, everything is trust. So when you watch him rotate on time and stay calm, it doesn't feel accidental. Turning point 1 is the one game in the G League. January 9th, the Spurs send Bryant to Austin for a single game. He plays 28 minutes, scores 15 points, grabs 5 rebounds, gets 2 blocks, shoots 6 of 13.
Trap they're trying to speed the Spurs up a little bit, trying to make them comfortable in the press.
Bryant pump fakes, goes up and gets 2.
Then he comes back to the NBA with a different edge. More intensity, more decisiveness, less please don't bench me energy. And you see it right away. The hesitation fades, the shot goes up quicker, the reads get cleaner. Now the numbers, because February is where the whole thing flips. Through February 21, Bryant has played 45 games. Season line, 3.4 points, 2 rebounds, 9.3 minutes, 37% from the field, 32% from 3. But in February, 8 games, 9 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 16.7 minutes. And the real story is the shooting, 44% from 3, on 4.2 attempts per game. That's not he hit a couple, that's volume. That changes closeouts, and once defenders have to close hard, everything else opens. It matters because the early season was rough. About 22% from 3 in November, around 20% in January, so 44% now isn't luck, it's a shift. Here's the sneaky part. When a rookie hits 3 on volume, defenders stop cheating, driving lanes open, stars get cleaner reads. Suddenly the rookie isn't scoring 9, he's spacing the floor and saving possessions without needing a play called for him. Ask yourself this, if Bryant is in the corner and he's letting it fly, are you still sending help into the paint? And because the Spurs are chasing a top seed, every rotation minute is a test, once that cuts through the noise. In the 8 games before the All-Star break where Bryant played at least 10 minutes, the Spurs went 8-0. Coincidence? Maybe. Turning point 2 is the Lakers game. February 10th in Los Angeles, Bryant drops a career-high 16 points in a blowout win. 6 of 12 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 27 minutes, the most he's played all season. And it isn't a look at me night. It's playable basketball, corner spacing, quick swings, taking the open shot instead of turning it down and killing the possession. Most rookies try to prove they belong by doing too much. Bryant is starting to prove he belongs by not breaking anything. Now, here's where I get a little annoyed. People saw the dunk contest and decided his story is, wow, he can jump. Like, yeah, the league is full of guys who can jump. If jumping paid rent, half the league would be landlords. And offensively, the jokes are getting out of hand in the best way. I've seen comments calling him a mix of Vince Carter for dunks and Kobe Bryant for 3-pointers. Ridiculous. And also kind of perfect, because it captures what's scary about him if the shot stays real. All-Star Weekend added fuel. He sneaks into the Rising Stars event late, gets a key dunk, and his team wins by 1. Then he gets the only perfect 50 in the dunk contest, goes to the finals, and looks comfortable on the biggest stage. He doesn't win the trophy, but he wins the moment. Now, the part that keeps him on the floor is defense. This is where his basketball IQ shows up. He stays connected, he makes the right early tag, he contests without fouling, he doesn't panic when the action shifts. The Spurs are 3rd in the NBA in defensive rating at about 111.5. Bryant fits that identity, and now people are already saying the same thing. Wembanyama, Stephen Castle, Carter Bryant, a future defensive fortress, a trio where the ball handler feels trapped before the action even starts. And here's what makes the fortress idea believable. Bryant isn't a try-hard defender, he's a solve. He lets the Spurs switch actions without begging for help. If a guard tries to pull him into space, he can slide and recover. If a forward tries to bully him, he has the length to survive until the second body shows. Analytics back it up too. He grades in the 99th percentile for defensive versatility, basically top of the league at doing different assignments without the system falling apart. Now add Wembanyama behind him. That changes the risk math. Bryant can press higher on the ball and jump lanes because if he's wrong, there's a 7-foot-something eraser waiting at the rim. Most young wings play scared because one mistake turns into an easy layup. With Wemby, a mistake turns into a contested prayer. That's why Castle fits here too. You get 2 perimeter guys who can overplay and a backline that cleans it up. And you feel it when the game gets tight. The other team starts dribbling sideways. They look like they're thinking, and thinking is late. If you want the clip that sums Bryant up, it's Dallas on February 7th. He blocks Cooper flag, it gets called goaltending, but it goes viral anyway. Spurs fans joke he outblocked Wemby because Bryant has 3 blocks and Wembanyama has 1. Now let's talk about why the shot looks different. Rashard Lewis joined the Spurs staff as a developmental coach this off-season, working under Mitch Johnson. Lewis has been close to Bryant's work, and the pattern tracks. Slow start, then a surge when reps stack up. Bryant's mindset matches it too. He says honesty is what helps him grow. Julian Champagny says the game is slowing down for him, and the locker room stuff matters. Bryant bets his teammates that if he misses 3 more dunks for the rest of the season, he has to shave his head. He even turns down a $25,000 buyout to avoid going bold. That's not basketball analysis, that's chemistry. One more detail I love. Since joining San Antonio, Bryant has been signing with deaf and hard of hearing kids and families around the team. So here's where we land. Carter Bryant's season line still looks small, but his February looks like a different player. More minutes, more threes, more trust. And I'm not counting the hustle plays that don't show up anywhere either. More edge after that Austin reset. And now the playoffs are staring at San Antonio. So here's the real question. Is Bryant the missing link for the Spurs to become a dynasty again? Tell me what you think.